Well, this hurts. It really does. I mean, the headlines today about the moratorium for eviction is ending, today. So tomorrow we're going to have 6 million people that are rent in this country are going to be evicted, because the landlords want money. Now, the bigger problem is that the government has 400 programs that people could use to pay rent and their back rent and get out of this predicament, but they're not giving out the money. They're sitting there on this money. People don't know it's there, or the government's having trouble getting out the checks. So we have it's something like 20, $30 billion are sitting there to solve this problem. 6 million people are going to be evicted, and we can't match it up. 400 different programs. Wow. I mean, wow. Why do people have to suffer? Because we're incompetent. Is that what it boils out? Now, look at this. I just Googled this about put rent grants. This county in Cedar Rapids has rent assistance money as soon as, so they're begging people to apply. National eviction moratorium in Delaware County. Delaware County emergency rental system program is there, and they want it for low-income people to apply, and utility programs. So rental assistance in New Jersey. They have lots of money here. Up to 12 months of back rent you can pay. Look, they're begging people to apply. Why the hell is this going on? Michigan has a $500 million. That's a $500 million to prevent eviction. Unclaimed eviction protection aid. How's that? Unclaimed eviction protection aid. We're making up nouns that we never even heard of before. Here in Tulsa, approves $700,000 for nonprofits to give out to reimburse landlords for unpaid rent, utilities, and property damages. Look at that. So you're sitting there worried about you're going to go out there. The other government, the government is worried they can't get the money out to help you. A year of avoiding evictions in Tennessee. Rental properties based in 2 weeks later. I don't know what that is. Eviction ban to end Sunday. Treasury Department's emergency rental assistance program, so forth. 2/3 of the funds have gone to rental, but that's very little. So they're not talking much there. $400 million still available. $400 million are still available in Connecticut to pay this. The USDA is extending their eviction moratorium. So you may be still covered under this, but you don't know yet because nobody told you. So that's why you got to get the facts. Oregon entitled to receive. Okay, that's it. So there's so much rent money out there. What are you going to do with this? Okay, how do you find out? Okay, here, the first place you want to go is this National Low Income Housing Coalition. Okay, so you go there first, and they have a state-by-state listing of all the programs. So you go in there and you see your state, here's them all in front of you. You just start applying, man. Even though it's going to end, or what do you apply, because you don't know how this is going to turn out, but if you're not in the process, you may get squeezed out by trying to get in later. Okay, so that's it. Another thing is justshelter.org. This is a place where you get free legal help, for and if you're worried about eviction, you get an eviction notice or any of that kind of stuff, go to justshelter.org and find the free legal help that's available wherever you live. There's a state-by-state listing there. So that's it. Okay, other places, because see, there's 400 different programs that give out rent grants, 400 around the country. So it's not like, I get my stimulus check from the IRS. No, this is a can of spaghetti. You're going to have to start unraveling. One place that maybe help you is 211.org. Okay, that's a place of nonprofit organizations, a database or a phone number you could call. 211. Hey, I can't pay my goddamn rent. What do you suggest? Okay, so that's what you do. Another place is, you can't call these people, but findhelp.org is another good place to find nonprofits and government. You don't want to use Google because you're going to find Google there. People are going to charge you money. Google has to get paid for advertising. None of these people pay Google, so you can't find them. It's hard to find them in Google. So don't use Google to try to get this help. Commoncause.org is another place. That's where you find out your representative, because also your representative are there. They know the programs, or they should. And you just call all your representatives. You have a dozen or so, federal, state, local. Call them all. That's why they're going to get this thing fixed if they hear you bitching about it. The squeaky wheel, and their job depends on your vote. So that's where you have the most power in the system, is calling your elected official and forcing them. And if one doesn't really help you, call another one. Again, you got a whole bunch of them there that you can have. So now you have all this money, 20, $30 billion, 400 different programs that give out rent grant money, up to 12 months rent, pay utilities, all kinds of things, damage to your property that you may owe. You screwed up the refrigerator and they want you to pay $300. That's covered too. Every program is different, so you got to figure that out. Okay, so you have that on one side, 400 programs. You have eviction starting today. Landlords want their money. They want to get rid of you. Nah, they're not all that way, of course. But that's their motive. They have to stay in business too. That's right. The money goes to the landlords. That's why, and I got from Let's Go Help a member saying the landlord didn't want to take the money. I have no idea why that's going on, but maybe they just want to get rid of you. But that's enough. So things like that. What do? You get know your rights, man. That's what it is. Here. So justshelter.org. That's the place to get all the free legal help. So you have power in the system, man. Don't let them push you around. They got lawyers on their side. You can't come with a smile. You're not going to win. You got to get legal. Find out how the law protects you too. Law protects landlords, yes, but the law also protects renters. So you got to find out what laws protect you. And this is a way to find it free. You don't have to pay a lawyer $400 an hour to find this out. There's these nice people that will do it for free. So that's what you want to use. There's a lot of power in the system, and there's a lot of help there, but you got to learn how to use it. And all we've learned to do in this country is learn how to spend money to solve problems. And you don't have to. You just have to know where to go. And I love telling people where to go. Well, I got two websites that help people find money and help they want to get out of financial trouble or to do the things they always want to do in life. Buy a house, start a business, get an education, get out of debt, things like that. And I concentrate for 40 years now, or more probably, on finding free sources of money. These are government grants or nonprofit organizations. So I have two services that help people do this. One is called letsgohelp.com. And this is a closed Facebook group, where we help each other. And I do the research. When you ask a question, you can ask me a personal question, and you start a discussion that you need, tell me what you need money for, and I do my research to find you the best possible sources of government programs or nonprofit organizations that will help you solve that financial problem. So that's $20 or $19.95 a month. But if you don't want to join anything, and there's a lot of people like that, I understand. I have another service for only $5.95, and this is where you could download a report of all the sources of money and help in your state for your problem. So if you have a financial problem, paying bills or debt and things like that, for $5.95, you download a report of the name, address, phone number, and video instructions of how to contact these people and how to apply for their money to solve your financial problem with debt or credit card, things like that. Then there's another report for every state on starting a business, a nonprofit, or invention, or working on your crazy idea. And then also how to get a higher paying job. This is job training money, education money, college money, things like that. And what they remember, they're just places in your state. That's where the action is. Okay, then there's for healthcare, dental care, prescription drugs, and even pet care. And then there's free consultants in every state, mentoring, consulting, research, legal advice, things like that. And then real estate, you want to buy a house, rent a house, you got to pay your bills for mortgage and rent, things like that. And then about a dozen or 24 places in your state that give you free legal help. So all those reports are available on letsgoreports.com. So that's two places. Maybe I can help you there. If not, just watch the videos on YouTube, and that gives you links to go get it yourself. The biggest problem is you have to know it's there. That's what I do, and I've been doing it for 50 years, and I hope I have about 15 more.